Hello and welcome. We are surrounded, every moment of our lives, by an invisible force of immense power and subtlety. It's a presence we often take for granted, feeling it only as a gentle caress on a summer's day, or maybe a fierce push against us in a storm. I am, of course, speaking of the wind. This constant movement of air is far more than just weather. It is a fundamental engine of our planet, a sculptor of landscapes, a carrier of life, a source of incredible power. Our journey begins with the most fundamental question of all. What is wind? The answer lies with our planet's life-giving star, the sun. The sun's energy does not warm the Earth evenly. At the equator, its rays strike directly. The air here warms, expands, and like a great invisible bubble, it rises. This creates pressure differences that nature seeks to balance, causing air to flow from high to low pressure zones. This movement, this grand planetary scale circulation, is what we experience as wind. Wind can be a gentle servant, but it can also be a force of unimaginable fury. On April 10, 1996, at Barrow Island, Australia, a weather station recorded something extraordinary. Tropical cyclone. Olivia produced a gust of wind at an almost unbelievable speed, 253 miles per hour, the fastest non-tornadic wind speed ever officially recorded on Earth. Faster than a high-speed bullet train and well into F5 tornado territory. At such speeds, air becomes a destructive wall, capable of obliterating almost any structure. For millennia, humanity has sought to harness the power of the wind. Today, we're witnessing a renaissance on a scale our ancestors could never have imagined. Wind pushes the aerodynamic blades, turning a generator that converts mechanical energy into electricity. This silent, graceful harvest is now one of the fastest-growing sources of energy on the planet, a testament to our ingenuity and a hopeful sign in our quest for a sustainable future. High above the weather we experience, where commercial jets cruise, there are invisible, fast-flowing rivers of air, the jet streams. These narrow bands of exceptionally strong wind can regularly exceed 200 miles per hour. They act as steering mechanisms for weather systems, guiding storms and setting boundaries between air masses. For aviators, flying east with the jet stream cuts flight time and fuel use, while flying west means longer, more turbulent journeys. In the Great Deserts, wind finds a unique medium to work with: sand. Strong winds create dust storms called haboobs, towering walls sometimes miles wide and thousands of feet high. Dust from the Sahara Desert travels thousands of miles across the Atlantic Ocean. It brings vital nutrients like phosphorus and iron to the Amazon rainforest and Caribbean waters. The wind acts as a global courier, connecting distant ecosystems in a vital exchange of life-sustaining materials. There is no greater display of wind's raw power than in hurricane formation. It starts over warm tropical oceans where water evaporates, releasing enormous amounts of latent heat. This heat warms surrounding air, creating rising motion and lower pressure below. Earth's rotation deflects the inflowing wind, creating the cyclonic spin. As the storm strengthens, it forms a self-sustaining cycle of terrifying power. Wind drives the spiraling rain bands, creates deadly storm surge, and unleashes the destructive force of these weather titans. While its power can be sudden and violent, wind is also a patient artist, shaping our planet over geological time. In deserts like the Sahara, wind is the master architect, sifting sand grain by grain into sculpted dunes. Armed with abrasive particles, wind acts like a planetary sandblaster, etching away at exposed rock faces, creating fantastical shapes called ventifacts, carving delicate arches and forming precarious rock pedestals. Along coastlines, constant wind and salt spray contribute to cliff erosion. Over millennia, this gentle but relentless force can move mountains, not by force, but by sheer, unending persistence. For much of human history, the oceans were not highways but vast, impassable barriers. It was our mastery of the wind that turned them into avenues of exploration, trade, and connection. Ancient mariners, from the Polynesians to the Vikings, learned to read the wind's subtle cues. The discovery of reliable wind systems, the trade winds and westerlies, truly opened up the planet. Europeans could sail south, catch easterly trades to cross the Atlantic, then sail north to catch westerlies for swift return. These wind-powered highways enabled the age of discovery and drove the growth of global empires. They facilitated the Columbian Exchange, the vast transfer of plants, animals, culture, and ideas between old and new worlds. The wind's influence extends deep into the fabric of the living world. Many important plants, grasses, conifers, hardwood trees, rely on wind for pollination. They produce vast quantities of lightweight pollen, casting their fate to the wind's currents. Wind also serves as a vehicle for dispersal. Dandelion seeds, maple samaras, and fern spores, all designed to be caught by the breeze and transported far from the parent plant, allowing them to colonize new ground. Animals have adapted too. Albatrosses ride ocean winds for thousands of miles. Spiders balloon on silk threads to new territories. Life, in many forms, has learned to ride the invisible currents. Our journey must end where wind itself often does, in stillness. There are places renowned for their lack of wind. Chief among these is the equatorial belt known as the doldrums. Here, intense solar heating causes air to rise directly upwards rather than move horizontally. In the age of sail, being trapped here was a nightmare. Ships could drift for weeks with dwindling supplies. At the poles, cold, dense air sinks, also creating periods of very light winds. These pockets of tranquility are as much part of wind's story as the mightiest hurricane. They are the quiet breaths between the planet's powerful gales. And so, our exploration of the wind comes to a close. We have seen how it is born from the sun's warmth, how it can rage with unimaginable force, and how it patiently sculpts our world. From powering our future with clean energy to carrying the very seeds of life, the wind is woven into the very fabric of our planet's existence. It is the great connector, the tireless worker, the unseen artist. The next time you feel a breeze on your face, perhaps you will pause and remember the incredible journey it has taken and the immense system to which it belongs. Thank you for joining me on this journey into the heart of this invisible world. The wonders of our planet are endless, and there is always more to discover and be amazed by. If you found this exploration fascinating, a like on the video would be greatly appreciated. And do consider subscribing and turning on notifications so you don't miss our future expeditions into the natural world. Every story we share helps us better appreciate the beautiful complexity of our home. The world is full of knowledge, and every one of us holds a piece of it. I invite you to become part of the conversation. Do you know another incredible fact about the wind? Perhaps a local name for a particular breeze or a personal experience with its power? Please, share your stories and knowledge in the comments below. Let us learn from one another and continue to build our collective wonder for the planet we share. Until next time, stay curious.